How are you, Rick?
Good. I am fantastic. I am so happy to have you here. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
So, Johanne not only is a legend in the area, but has also been a great, great friend to me over the years, and her husband, George. I first met you when I was 21.
Now you're 22.
Yes, exactly. And former Mayor Stancy, late Buddy Stancy, brought me in to have dinner with him. And it was just the two of us, and everybody in the room was looking at me, this kid sitting there with Buddy Stancy having dinner. And you came over, and you're nice enough, and soon there was 3 of us, and then there was 4 of us, and it kept growing. And that was the very first time I met you, and that was, obviously a little while ago now. But it was awesome, and that, to me, especially at that age, was a heartwarming experience to come into your restaurant. And you've always been phenomenal to me over the years, so I'm very, very happy to have you as a guest. Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
What do we got here? I mean, we'll get to the history, but what do we got here? This is amazing.
Well, this is pizza margarita, and I completely agree with Billy. That's the benchmark of any pizza place. And then this is called pizza bambina.
Bambina.
And it's done with calamari. And the idea from that, for the calamari, came from Sicily, where they do a pizza bambina with French fries on top for the kids.
French fries?
French fries, which is also pretty cuckoo and fun. But ours is a Rhode Island grilled pizza with calamari.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I may have to come by twice tonight and eat some more.
Well, I'm leaving these for you.
Oh, that's even better. Now Kate's going to be happy too, and Josh. So there's a lot to talk about with Forno, because you guys are considered the people that ushered in the pizza craze, and especially with the grilled pizzas. And your history in Providence goes back a long time. So
37 years. We opened El Forno 37 years ago.
It was 1980.
1980, the second day of 1980.
Sneak up because I want to grab this. Look at this. Look at this. An awesome picture. Look at even back then, locally sourced. That's what we're talking about soon.
That's Cole Walker from Little Compton, Walker's Roadside Stand. And the first year we opened, we commissioned him to do a full field of basil for us.
Wow.
1980.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. So, what made you want to start with the pizza?
We didn't actually start with the pizza.
Okay.
I mean, it was just one of those things that happened. Evolved. We had a wood-burning grill, open fire in the kitchen, but we didn't have an oven. So we couldn't do the kind of pizzas that Billy does. But George just got this idea one day, what if we put dough on the grill? And I thought, you're nuts. But I did the dough.
Yep.
I put the ingredients together, and within a half an hour, George had grilled pizza. And we didn't think anything of it. We just thought, oh, fun, this is going to be a fun thing to add to the menu. And then it just took off like wildfire.
And then over time, I mean, this has become not only what Rhode Island's known for, but what the signature is for grilled pizza all over the place. You guys have really set the standard, so to speak, as to what's there. So that's how it came about.
Yeah.
Just throwing it on.
It was invented at El Forno, and you can see the grill marks.
Yeah, absolutely. On both the pizzas, you can see.
So it's not an oven at all. And the wonderful thing about grilled pizza is that you could do it in a backyard. All you need is a Weber grill and real charcoal. Those are the and good olive oil.
Delicious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So the pizzas have grown over time. You guys have experienced with the different styles of what you wanted to put on the pizzas and such.
We've kept it pretty simple because with grilled pizza with the works doesn't work for this type of pizza. It has to be a minimum of ingredients and just the best quality. And that's what we've always done. So the calamari pizza you can have just about any time of the year, but things change seasonally. So in the summer we have Cole Walker's corn or other local farmers.
You've always done a lot of locally sourced. I mean, going back to them, always locally sourced.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, who haven't been to El Forno, shame on you, first of all. Second of all, it is an amazing, amazing destination. There's it's first come, first serve always to get into El Forno.
Well, we do take reservations for six or more.
Right? Yep, for 6 or more. But it is an icon in Rhode Island. And one of the things that I'm going to be talking about in the next couple of weeks of subsegments is legacy restaurants. And you certainly are. I mean,
welcome back.
I know, exactly. I'd love to do that. So we'll bring in other items. So, I mean, that goes to a whole thing, too, is that, the history that we have as friends and also the history of you being in Providence. You invested in Providence before there was a restaurant community, before things were really going. Your first location was on
Steeple Street,
right?
On Steeple Street.
And then moved to where you are now over there. So what made you guys get into the restaurant business, and where is...
It was because we fell in love. And we're both trained artists. We both went to RISD. I did my degree in photography and George did sculpture. but we always had an interest in cooking. And it just so happened that we lived in Italy at the same time. He was in Rome, I was in Florence, and we were totally unaware of each other. But we ended up cooking together at Joe's Upstairs, which did predate Al Forno. I think it opened in '75, and that was a precursor to kind of the cool stuff that has happened in Providence.
Right.
And so once we started working together, we started cooking for each other and wooing each other with
your food?
Yeah, with things that I learned in Florence and things that he learned in Rome. And we wanted to do something together, and we thought, why not open a restaurant?
That's
like
awesome
nuts,
story.
totally nuts.
I hear you.
Totally nuts.
That's a beautiful
totally
story.
Untrained, and it was just.
Now, over the years, you guys, you spent time in Italy, as you said, and you
Mhm.
and George have both gone back over many.
I just got back.
That's right. That's what I was saying. Is I couldn't reach you
Yep.
because you were traveling. So, you've gone back consistently. One of my favorite things, I brought my copy with me, is segueing for pizza, but this, top of spaghetti. So I've tried so hard not to stain the book over the time. From my, I know. My wife says the same thing, but I'm like, no, I don't want to stain the book. I've got pages that I do have benchmarks where I fold and stuff, but so this has been awesome. Is there going to be a pizza one?
Well, the next cookbook is going to be the El Forno cookbook. So the pizzas were covered in our first cookbook on top, Cucina Simpatica, which I think you have.
That's right. Yep.
So the recipe for the pizza is in this book, but the next cookbook will be more pizzas. David's homemade pastas will be included because he does a lot of filled ravioli and beautiful, beautiful things. So that'll be part of the next cookbook.
See, I didn't have this one. I got that one from
Well,
you
now
guys.
you have it.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. When will the new one come out?
It's probably a year and a half away.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long process.
Do you guys go to Italy to write this one?
No, I don't. I might use that as
an excuse.
I don't have to go.
Well, tell me about some of the trips that you've made to Italy and things that have helped influence you, because I know you've had a tremendous amount of experience and a lot of great relationships over the years there.
Yep, I go to Italy every year for a wine trip, at least once.
A horrible thing to go for.
A horrible thing, and it's in Barolo. So it's Barolo and Barbarescos and Barberes that we're tasting. So I've developed a lot of very close friends in the wine industry there. I also go to Burgundy every year for the same reason, because our list is predominantly Italian wines, but we have French wines, we have some American wines, we have from just about everywhere. But so at least once a year I go for wine. This past trip I took David and his wife Wendy, and we went to Florence, which is where I got the spark to cook. I always cooked even as a kid, but when I left Risi, I moved to Florence, and I just thought, oh my God, this is just unbelievable, and the food is incredible.
Do you remember when we did the Splendor Florence with Buddy?
Yes,
that was an amazing event. It was like a 10-day event that we did in the city. It was awesome.
I remember.
Our sister city relationship we did. Yeah.
So Florence is still full of inspiration, and so I go back for inspiration. I've got an Instagram account, and I post photographs of the things that I'm eating and things I'm tasting. Yeah, it's Johanne Joe.
I'll be jealous as heck, but I'll have to go follow that one. So talking about wines and going to Barolo, because that's one of my favorite wines, how do you pair up the wines? I have wine with everything. So me, wine with pizza is amazing. But that energy and that passion that you find over there, does that come back and help you guys pair up with what you're doing at the restaurant?
Yeah, and I have to admit that if I go to a restaurant, I choose the wine first, and then the food to go with the wine.
I'm not going to lie, I do the same thing.
And so,
mostly because I want a glass of wine real quick, but it's,
well, that's a good reason, too.
So that passion coming over, and this is one of the things I think about, too, is I think some of my first, call them real drinks, my real experiences started with you guys. And not just from the food standpoint and the wine standpoint, but even relationships. I first met Billy Joel in your restaurant, which was an amazing thing.
An old friend.
Yeah, and he is a huge fan of yours and has come in constantly. And I remember one event that was the time I actually got to do more than say hi to him, was you brought him in for a Providence Public Library event, right?
Yes, yeah. That was our 20th anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
Celebration. So that was 17 years ago.
Wow.
And that was wonderful.
That was a phenomenal event.
It was a great event.
And then you and I have done stuff with Julia Child after that, and when the International Association of Culinary Professionals come in. So there's a lot of fun history and people that matter. But I think that the passion and energy that you've brought to El Forno and the things you've done has helped propel Rhode Island. And my background in tourism and hospitality has led me to believe that even more, because you catapulted a lot of us, and I think these things that you've started, and we're talking about the amazing pizza today, but this is how I started with it. So I started with this, and then wine, and then relationships and friends. So this is fantastic. So as a Rhode Islander, I thank you very much.
Well, I thank you very much.
But any other exciting things coming up? New menus?
I've got a wine dinner coming up.
Ooh, man.
April 26th, and it's going to be Provençal wines made by a friend of mine. He has a vineyard called Domaine de la Citadelle.
She can even say it.
I speak French
and I
speak Italian, so I can make my way around. But we'll have 5 of his wines. Okay. We'll have a white, rosé, and probably 3 reds. And I'm working on the menu right now with David, but it'll be Provençal food. And what we'll do with the grilled pizza is we'll do it in the Provençal French style. So it'll be grilled pissaladière. Oh. So it'll be done in the same technique, but the toppings will be sautéed onions and black olives, a different kind of cheese, and anchovies.
Beautiful.
So we'll just change up, the flavors.
What's the date on the dinner?
April 26th.
April 26th.
Yep.
Okay, so we're about a month away, roughly with that. So are you guys doing a lot of the dinners now? Are you doing?
I'm starting again.
To get them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
The trips that I take are so inspirational with the wine tastings and I've made so many contacts. Okay. So now I'm slowly getting my friends who are making wine to come.
So for those who haven't been to Forno in a long time, or those that have never been, again, shame on you, tell us a little bit about the restaurant. Tell us about the style of the restaurant. I mean, the courtyard is my favorite. I sit out in the courtyard, just sit on the side there and have a drink, so I love it. But tell us from your own words.
Summer's our busiest time, I think, because the courtyard is so inviting and so pretty. But the menu is not just pizza.
Absolutely.
We have appetizers, soups, salads, main courses, pastas. Those homemade pastas that David makes are sensational.
Outstanding.
And last night he made potato chips for me, rosemary potato chips. If he makes them again for me, I'm going to have to shoot him because they were so delicious I couldn't stop eating.
Rosemary,
yeah. But it's a casual setting. We don't have dress code. Right. We want people to enjoy themselves and be comfortable. And we offer a full menu with lots of grills and lots of roasts. And our homemade desserts.
Oh my God, I'm a dessert fanatic lately. I got to stop with it. That's what's happening, as Billy noticed. So there's 2 bars, right?
There are 3 bars in the summer
on the outside, right?
And downstairs bar, upstairs bar.
And guest seat at the bars, because I've eaten.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Any seat, whether it's a bar or a table, you have the full menu.
And is there still, I'd been over, God, years ago when I did this, I forget who I was with, but there was a table in the...
Oh, in the kitchen.
In the kitchen,
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that still there?
Yep.
Oh my God,
Yep.
That was the most insane experience when I sat at that table, because I was eating and I kept eating and eating more because everything that would go by me or I'd hear them talking about or doing, I wanted to try everything. Yeah. So that was that's a special fun. Experience to have there as well. So the 3 bars in the summer at the courtyard is absolutely amazing. The pastas how many pastas are on the menu?
We probably have 10 choices at any given time. And right now we probably have 3 of the filled fresh pastas. We've also been known for the baked pastas. Pasta with 5 cheese is a baked pasta that the influence came from Florence. Yeah. Not the technique, but the influence of the flavors.
Gotcha.
And again, that's seasonal ingredients. The pasta with 5 cheeses is always on the menu. Right. We have certain classics like that, and like clams al forno, always on the menu. Dirty steak.
I'm starving right now.
Oh yeah.
So we went way off of pizza, but it was well worth it. So we'll circle back to pizza for a little bit. So how many pizzas are there on the menu? How many?
6 or 7 at any given time.
Yeah. And is there one that's more popular than the others?
I think the margarita is probably,
yeah. And you can have it with any glass of wine, any drink that you want to have. And then
we also have one that's very spicy with arrabbiata sauce. In the fall we have pumpkin. Pumpkin pizza. In the summer we have the corn pizza.
That I've had, that's amazing.
We also have a white pizza that's herbs and cheese and olive oil.
Oh, I definitely haven't had that.
Which is delicious with 3 or 4 different cheeses on them.
That's incredible. So this is perfect to cozy up to the bar, have a grilled pizza, have a bottle of wine or 2, like I would, to do that. So this is the most popular. What's your favorite one? What's one you enjoy the most?
I'm pretty partial to the margarita.
Really?
And honestly, when I go to a pizzeria,
Yeah.
I order a margarita. That for me is
funny.
it. Just like Billy
Just
said.
like Billy said, yeah, it's so funny.
Yep, that's the ultimate for me.
That's amazing. So if your tip was for somebody coming into El Forno that hasn't been in a long time, or again is new to coming in, they have to start with a pizza.
I think the pizza's a must. Yeah, and the classic dishes that are in the menu all the time, I think that's a good introduction.
Right.
So the clams al forno, the pasta with 5
They
cheeses.
kind of build themselves up to
Yeah.
it. And then we got something else over here that I didn't bring in.
yeah.
What do we got? The
Oh.
James Beard. So now, this is like the Oscars of the culinary world.
Yeah.
And it's been all out there because there's some new restaurateurs that have recently been nominated and
Yes,
are in the running
yeah,
and stuff.
which is great.
But you and George were the only winners thus far, right?
Yeah.
And this was what, 1993 we
93.
have it. So tell us a little about that, because actually it's something I do want to talk about some more a little bit, is the James Beard Award. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's basically the nominations are put together by a group of professionals, and then everyone who's ever won an award
Right.
has the right to vote. And so it goes from, let's say, 10 choices. The first vote goes in, and then it goes down to the finalists, which would
And that's
probably
kind of
be
the
5
process they're
people.
probably in now, right? That they're
Exactly.
doing now. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that we got some great people from Rhode Island that have been nominated easily. But another acclaim that you've gotten, and the press from El Forno is internationally and nationally known all over the place. So again, we're very fortunate and appreciate to have you.
I'm very
So-
fortunate to be in Rhode Island.
Oh.
I'm not born here, but this is my home,
No,
and I love it.
And you made it better for all of us. So thank you so much. I really, again, appreciate you joining me tonight.
My pleasure.
I'm going to try to sneak in tonight after I do Billy's because I